So can you work while you're filing for Social Security disability benefits? Hi, my name is Attorney Chris Sharry. I'm a Social Security disability attorney. Our office helps claimants with their applications, appeals, and hearings nationwide. So one question we've been getting recently is, after I apply for disability, can I continue to work or can I go back to work? And the short answer is yes. However, there are a few things that you need to be aware of. One, the caseworker or judge, if you're at the hearing level, is going to ask and want to know how many hours you're working. Is this a work attempt that is a couple hours a week, or are you working 20 to 30 hours a week? So depending on how many hours you're working is going to make a big difference in how that work is viewed by the caseworker or the judge. The earnings that you are accruing in that work attempt. So you're going to want to be familiar with what's called substantial gainful activity. And that is, for the most part, an income threshold where if you make more than that threshold, you're not entitled to benefits in that month. So you're going to want to know what that threshold is in the year that you are working or the year that that work activity occurred, because it does change each year. And the judge or caseworker is going to want to know what you're doing in that work activity. Is this a job where you're sitting? Are you working at a desk, or are you working lifting, or are you working, let's say, in a convenience store where you're standing for most of the time? Are you with the public? Are you working closely with coworkers? So these are all things that the judge or caseworker is going to ask about, because if you are alleging disability and saying you can't do certain things, then the judge is going to want to know how you're able to do these things at this work attempt. So you're going to want to be very clear about what your duties are in that work attempt. Lastly is, will this activity be considered an unsuccessful work attempt? Now, a work attempt is activity that occurs after 30 days where you're not working, and it's a work activity that lasts up to or less than 6 months. So if you are filing for disability and you've been out of work for at least 30 days, and then you make a work attempt, if that work attempt lasts 6 months or less, the argument at your hearing can be that was considered an unsuccessful work attempt. So these are some things to be aware of when you continue or make a work attempt while you're filing for disability. Be clear, be familiar with what's called substantial gainful activity, and know that this work activity will be looked at by the caseworker or the judge. So I hope this helps. If you have any questions about your application or appeal, feel free to give our office a call. Have a great day.